Okay, we're going to talk about pencils, drawing pencils specifically, and we have options. And the first thing you need to know when buying a drawing pencil or using drawing pencils is the numbering system. They're always listed on the pencil and on the packs when you're buying them. And we're looking at the numbers, for example, 8H, this pencil, and 8B, this one. These are the extremes in terms of the numbering system, and the H signifies the hard leads, the B is the soft leads, and the higher the number, the harder or softer it is. So if we take the 8H pencil, for example, that's a very hard lead. It'll give you very sharp defined lines, but they won't get very dark, even if you apply pressure. It's a very hard lead. And moving down the scale, you have 6H, 4H, 2H, until we get to HB, which is right down the middle. Then we move up in terms of softness, 2B. From HB, we go to 2B, 4B, 6B, and 8B, which is this pencil right here. So, by way of example, I'll make a mark, a line, and I'll apply a fair amount of pressure with the 8H, the hard lead pencil. And I'm going to be applying the same amount of pressure to these lines, but using different pencils. So you might not even be able to see that line. Good for drafting, architectural drafting, and also working with really tight, detailed work. But it's not going to give you very dark lines, even if you apply pressure. When you're shading, you won't get a range of values that you might want. With the 8B, we're at the other extreme of that scale. So if I make a line using the same amount of pressure, you can see that it's a much thicker and much darker line. So with this pencil, if it's sharp, you can draw details and things like that. The nice thing about the softer leads is that as you apply pressure, you can begin to make those marks darker, and obviously that is going to help you when you're shading. Okay, it gives you much more of a range in terms of value. H hard, B soft. The higher the number, the harder or softer the lead. In terms of pencils, we have options, and here are a couple. These are just pencils that I have lying around the studio. Woodless pencil. This is very nice. Solid graphite, so it's heavier than a regular pencil. And this is a fairly, soft lead as well. Very similar to the 8B. I like those. Ebony pencils, Prismacolor ebony pencils. I love these pencils, and I used them almost exclusively when I was in school and after. When drawing, this is an extra smooth. Not quite as smooth as the 8B or that woodless pencil, but still. And this will give you a range of values. By applying pressure, you can control that. Sharpening pencils is important, and you have options there as well. Of course, I use different methods, and the most convenient is using an electric sharpener. I have one in my studio, and it works fine, but it does eat away at your pencil rather quickly, so you end up losing a little bit of your investment there, which is obviously not much of an investment. Handheld sharpeners are fine. However, excuse me, using a blade, this is what I was taught in school and what I teach my students, will save you the cost and will make your pencils last longer. A blade to whittle away at the wood. It could be a standard razor blade, utility knife, or even an X-Acto knife, okay? These pencils have been sharpened using that method, these two pencils. And I'll just work on this one a little bit. So what you want to do is just at a slant, and working away from you is whittle away at the wood, revealing more of the lead. You want to be careful. You need a light touch. And once you want probably about a ½ inch of lead. Once you've sharpened enough using the blade, then take a standard piece of sandpaper, not too rough, 180, 220, or emery board, which you can find at an art supply store. And then you have lead that will give you a broader stroke, actually, because of the amount of lead that's showing. So that's nice for shading. And then you have a point as well for making sharper lines. That's it.